Hello. Vanessa, can you hear me? Hello. All right. Vanessa, if you're on, I can start talking right now, right? Hello. All right, so it's 12 noon on a Wednesday. I am jennyqta. Thank you to Vanessa and the team at Youngry for inviting me today. As you can see, my car is my office. I had to pull over to do this live for you guys, and got some great things coming up. So anyone who has any questions, just feel free and message in, and I will answer as they come in. So let me begin by answering some of the questions that was asked, like similar to the other guests on Monday, Tuesday, etc. yesterday. Basically, the first one would be, what would be my advice for a college entrepreneur? So if you're in college and you wanted to be an entrepreneur, or you're currently an entrepreneur, the best thing for me, of course, is different from different individuals. But for me, I like the honesty. I believe keeping your words and keeping your promises and being honest to yourself and those around you, like your partners and stuff, would last you for a very, very long time. Because these days, with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as soon as you do something wrong, I mean, certainly it could go viral. So that would not do much good. Even if you do any damage control, whatever it is, it's going to stick with you for a pretty long time. So for a college entrepreneur, you're still young, you have ways to go. So one of the top keys for me is to keep your words and your promises. Choose the right partner. I know a lot of founders, startups, they like to have co-founders, and the right partner will keep your startup, your business, lasting for a very long time, if not taking it to many levels of success. But if you choose the wrong partner, it can literally break you, etc. So having the right partner, co-founder, and of course it surrounds the word trust, and that would be key. And the third one, my advice for college entrepreneur, is basically don't ever accept no as an answer. I mean, you're going to be criticized, and you will separate the criticism from those haters who hate you, and of course, you know, those would not be relevant, but there would be those who will give you constructive criticism. So take those in with drive, and try to correct what you have. But I would still recommend to don't accept no for an answer, because I've been there. I've done that so many times where you know, many people would tell me, oh no, Jenny, you can't do that, or you definitely can't do that, you're a female, you're Asian, you're whatever. And if I were to accept everyone's no's to dictate my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that's the thing, is just don't accept no for an answer, especially if you're a female entrepreneur. So, well, thank you for having me. Question: what is the biggest mistake you see early stage entrepreneurs make? Oh, the biggest mistake early entrepreneurs make is basically they take shortcuts. You know, they believe that they can be a millionaire like tomorrow. Of course, there are the Zuckerbergs of the world, even Mark Zuckerberg, you know, or even Bill Gates. It literally, it would take years. You know, it's picture planting, like, you know, a tree or a plant from a seed. You can't go from a seed to like a grown tree with fruits and stuff like that. Everything takes time, determination. You have to have passion in it. There are a lot of startups that I've seen. They have great ideas and stuff, and then they want it to be that millionaire like tomorrow. So because they rush through it, they take certain shortcuts. Now keep in mind, a lot of these shortcuts may not even be legal, okay? So then they get in trouble and this and that. So, you know, instead of being that millionaire tomorrow, they may be sitting in jail. There goes their, credibility. Nobody wants to work with them anymore. So keep in mind that, success is never overnight. You know, if you want it, overnight success, go buy a lottery ticket. You're probably going to have more luck. You got to sweat a little bit, take some time meeting people, and stuff like that. So let's go with the next question. Vincent, I had the awesome pleasure of interviewing you at Tech Week. Yay! Peace out. You're the best. Thank you so much. Yes, I remember you. My question is, what have you been up to since then? What's your business life update? Okay. So Vincent, since Tech Week LA, and I greatly appreciate that. Always remember you guys, and love you, Vanessa. Hi, Erhan, and okay, there's a couple more. So hello everybody. So Vincent, so since then, I run 2 companies, my tech firm. You guys go to my Twitter, jennyqta 9, add number 9, because I got taken hostage. Somebody just took my name. Go to jennyqta 9 on Twitter. You see some news today, that we've added my partner of VC Network, my business partner, to Squeaky, which is my tech firm. So since then, I'm still running both firms, the VC Network, which is the venture capital networking, helping startups to connect with other investment bankers, investors, angel investors, etc., or mentorship as well. So that's where I've been at. Now, Ash, okay, hold on here. Ash is at, thank you for being on. What is an industry you are interested to invest in that you don't have a lot of deal flow in? Well, my background, Ash, I've been on Wall Street, for 18 years. Hopefully I don't look 70. No, just kidding. I'm not 70. I was on, I started out on Wall Street when I was like 18, 19, so very young. So I left Wall Street after 18 years and was very, very successful at that. Being a female, being an Asian female. Those who came in late, by the way, I'm sitting in my car. So my car is my office. Isn't this great technology? So when I was on Wall Street to now, I've always been very much interested in the technology world. So I'm very good with technology. I understand technology. So personally, Ash, if you were to ask me and my VC firm, even my partner, Shinta, she's from Jakarta, Indonesia. She's very well known there. And here as well, obviously. She's very well connected in Silicon Valley. So we both are very heavy in technology. So that's one of my advice to you guys is if you know, again, you get wealthy not by putting your money locked in a savings account. You know, inflation's gonna eat that away. But you get wealthy either being a founder, a startup, or you invest in other startups, you know. So, and the next thing is when you make the decision to invest, make sure you invest in something that you understand. Like, for example, I have a lot of doctor friends, medical surgeons. A lot of them, they are investors in my technology company. But what I don't understand is the biotech industry. So I would never invest in something like has to do with biotech or medical because it's something that I don't understand, you know. So I hope I've answered that question. Ash, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so how do you balance your busy schedule? Great question. But then, so here's the thing though, anchor, right? So you see I'm in my car, okay? So I drive around a lot. You know, that's you know, successful business people, they do that. Their car is literally their office. Nowadays with technology, you just can't go wrong, you know. So, hi Vanessa, I'm seeing you now. You know, so I knew I have this live streaming today. And so I was prepared. As I was driving, I pull in to a neighborhood and basically doing this live streaming for you guys. So again, I'm sure you guys heard the phrase that we all are busy. We're all very busy when it comes to boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wives, or whatever it is, or even your best friend, or even a business partner saying, hey Jenny, I want it, you know, we can have lunch or whatever. Of course we can say no. Most of the time when people receive a no is because the other person doesn't want to see you, okay? But if the other person really wanted to see you, like today, I really wanted to see you guys, I wanted to get online, I make time for it. You know, we will make time, and to those who are important to you in your lifetime or whatever, you will make time. It doesn't matter how busy you are. So that's how I balance things. And the final thing regarding that is that I don't have much of a private life. My business, my company, you know, you guys heard of the song, I wanted to be a billionaire. That's my next status. So I'm aiming for that. And of course with faith and with beliefs, I'm working towards that. Again, nothing is an overnight success. I've made it to the millionaire status. And now I wanted to test myself to that next level. And so with God's willing and with my hard work and dedication and passion, you know, I'm hoping to reach that level soon, you know. So Vanessa, your question, as an investor, what do you look for in early stage entrepreneurs? You know, early stage entrepreneurs, there are basically just a few things. You know, number one would be the people, okay? The founders, the CEO, like Vanessa, like yourself, being a part of Youngry. You know, you're very, you know, you listen, you take criticism. When you see there are mistakes of what you do, you correct them right away. I mean, I love that as an investor. So first of all, you got to stay true to yourself. You got to be honest, because if you're honest to yourself, it shows in your, when you go meet somebody, when you shake somebody's hand, your posture. I mean, all of that as a professional investor. And a serial entrepreneur like myself, I can see it. I can see from facial expression. I can see from your posture, you shaking hands. All of that are signs. Like, you know, if I were to meet Vince or Vanessa the very first time, shaking their hand, talking to them like the first 2 minutes, I can tell if that person is trustworthy or not. Then from there, it takes to stage 2, stage 3. What do you guys do? What kind of companies do you have? What kind of startups do you have? What kind of products do you have? And again, if your startups or your product is within the area that I love, for example, technology, entertainment, media, something that I understand, then you capture me just like that in stage 2. Then of course, stage 3 is a little bit more complicated. It gets into, in terms of, okay, what's your, 12-month plan, 3 years plan, 5 years plan. I want to see how your business, how you scale your business, because obviously as an investor, for every 100 or 300 or $500,000 or $1 million that we invest in a certain company, we want that money to grow. I mean, no investor wanted to put their money in something and it's just gonna die, because if you do that too many often, it doesn't matter how many millions you have, you're gonna go bankrupt, pretty quickly. So that would be my answer. Startup champion question: what elements make a great elevator pitch when sharing vision to an investor? Great question, because I'm actually why I'm giving you this response is because I do pitches myself, obviously, because I run a tech firm. So I'm kind of like on both ends of the of the coin. To answer your question, startup champion, is in some places, you gotta, sometimes there's a 15-second, 30-second, or 60-second elevator pitch. So it depends on that. But I would say, let's just say, you get a minute pitch, a 60-second pitch, which is very, very quickly. I would say briefly about, the company, like your technology, the sector always help. Mention about the sector. Say I'm my startup is in media. My startup is media. Current industry, remind them $10 billion. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example. And then at the end, try to add something funny, that they will remember because of that funny punchline. It may not, it could be related to your startup. It could be related to you as the founder and CEO, because if your elevator pitch would just be like, blah, 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 my company is XYZ, we're in the media, we love to interview celebrities, we're gonna make, we're currently zero revenue, but we're anticipating to make gazillion dollars by the end of, all of those things are kind of boring, because everybody does that. But say if you end your elevator pitch, something like, my last 3 seconds would be, my dream interview would be to interview, Angelina Jolie, because, let's just say if you're like a male founder or something, and you're a founder of the media company, then you said that currently I would love to interview Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie, if you're out there, please let me interview, something like that. It's different. And so your investor who sits there and listen to you, guess what they're going to remember? They're not going to remember crap about the name of your company, how much you're going to scale, but they're going to remember you, probably not even your name. Okay. But about the Angelina Jolie. So you see my point? So I hope I've answered that question. Startup champion or one other, share your view. Okay, thank you very much. What entrepreneur ecosystem outside the US do you feel is doing really well? Okay, now I may be biased. Okay, hey Hillary, gotta do lunch, girl. Hello. So I might be biased, but I'm gonna say Asia Pacific. Okay, again, if you guys go on my Twitter today, you will see that I've added my business partner Shinta, who's been a business partner of mine over at VC Network, to our team at Squeaky today. So Jennyqta is from Jakarta, Indonesia, and Asia Pacific is literally booming. Last year, the amount of investment that, worldwide investment, including United States, has actually slowed, if not some parts of the area has gone down. Okay, this is the area that you guys, entrepreneurs and startups, wanted to keep an eye on, are the people making investment. So I keep an eye on this data, but so everywhere around the world has gone down, from Europe to United States to wherever. But which parts of the world has gone up? Asia Pacific. Okay, so and the thing about it, the thing that I love about Jennyqta, my business partner, and Indonesia, is because they are the 4th largest populated country on the planet. Okay, and so in social media, those are user base, and they're growing very, very rapidly. So I hope I've answered your question. Hi Hillary, thank you so much. Vincent again, what is the the worst mistake you've made as an entrepreneur? I'm keeping an eye on my time, so that I wouldn't go over. What is the worst mistake? Oh, I've made tons of mistakes, ton. I would say, here's my advice for all of you guys who are worried about making mistakes. Take this from my heart, my experience to you, and think of it this way. For every day that you make one mistake, that's a new lesson that you've learned, that you will never make that same mistake twice. So to me, it's not about making a mistake, because that's how we grow. We have to make mistakes in order for us to grow. But the thing about it is, as soon as you make that mistake, try never, and the word is never, to make that same mistake twice. Okay? If you make that same mistake twice, then guess what? You never really learned the first time that you made the mistake. So that's just not good. So if you've already made that mistake once, learn from it, and for the rest of your life, don't make that mistake ever again. So the worst mistake that I've made actually was sometimes my first company that was acquired. Sometimes I look back and I say, did I make the mistake of selling it too early? Because if I would have to hang on a little bit more, I could have get more money. So that's always been on the back of my head, though I'm not really sure if that was a mistake. But other mistakes are like very, workable, fixable kind of mistakes. But again, don't worry about mistakes, because from those mistakes is where you're going to learn, and that's where you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to be the perfect person that you're going to be. So Ash, tips on how to build yourself brand. You have an impressive social media presence. Great. Okay. Yes. I barely got started on Instagram probably like 6 to 8, 9 months ago. Currently I'm in social media. Squeaky, my tech company, is actually a social commerce platform. It's the first of its kind. You guys welcome to check it out. So I study social media quite well. And right now, besides Snapchat, which I haven't been on, because I don't have time, that's always a good excuse. But I think Twitter is good, for its own thing. And I think Instagram is good for its own thing. Facebook, actually, Vanessa literally have to help me to go back, because I have not used Facebook for like 5 or 6 years. If you guys go on my Facebook, you guys literally see that it's kind of dead, because I literally linked it from my tweets, because I'm not active there. So wherever you're not active, of course, your followers, your friends, or whatever, it's gonna die. But to answer you is, I do have a trick, about Twitter, though, to build your user base. I've been sharing it with some of my very, very good friends, and it works. But you know what? I was thinking to write a book about that. So why don't you guys wait until I write a book about the secrets of tweeting, Okay, there is the secret to tweeting. But basically, Ash, for social media, you have to be active. You have to feed your followers and your guests, because if you visit Twitter or Instagram once a week, they just gonna like kind of like go away, because it's just boring. Vincent again, what's your number one productivity hack to be more efficient during the day? Well, I mean, my number one thing is, believe it or not, a lot of startups, you will get a lot of emails from it, especially if you start raising funding, you get tons of emails, and they tend to push all of their emails towards the end of the day, okay? Because sometimes you could sit there and answer emails and you turn around and say, what? Like 3 freaking hours later, right? So they say, oh, I'm just gonna go do my thing and leave everything at the end of the day. I do that differently. As soon as I wake up, if I knew I have a very busy schedule, I wake up an hour or an hour and a half earlier, then I would take care of all of my emails. You know why? Because as soon as you take care of that email, or all of those emails, the people who sent you those emails have the rest of the day to think about it and respond it back to you. But if you wait to answer emails to the end of the day, you just literally lost a day, And I don't know about you guys, but for me, sometimes I think 24 hours is just not enough, I mean, I've exited twice. I'm on my 3rd and 4th companies right now. I'm in my early 40s. And sometimes I wish that I was still in my 20s, because I feel like I have so many more things to do. So you guys are still young, and you know what? Take advantage of that and seize that moment. Don't waste time. Emails are very important, especially, if you're raising funding or whatever it is. Answer them right away. So that's my thing. I sound like a freaking nerd, but oh well. What does the term Youngry mean to you? Well, I love the name, and I'm glad you guys trademarked it. As soon as I heard of the word Youngry, I know it has to do with young millennials, which is great. Re is obviously hungry, food, we're all, and so you guys are young and you guys are hungry. Not necessarily hungry for food, but hungry for success, hungry for wealth, hungry for knowledge. So I actually love the term, the name. So I could be an investor. I'm keeping an eye on you guys. So, and that's why I'm here. And not only that, the next 2 guests tomorrow is Tess. She's great. She's a good friend of mine. And Friday, make sure to tune in at 8:15 p.m. Because it's Shinta. It's my business partner. She's calling in from Jakarta. So that's why she's calling in late. So I got 4 more minutes. Let me go through all the questions here. Vincent, you're asking too many questions. What entrepreneur do you want to meet that you haven't met already? Oh my gosh, I would say, believe it or not, I have not met my 2 favorite, which would be Bill Gates on the tech side and Warren Buffett on the financial side. I would love to meet either one of them, and I think I will this year. So you see the way I talk? So it has never been on my to-do list. I said I wanted to do it, but it's on my to-do list this year. So I have a feeling that I will meet them this year. So Tradecraft, do you work with your homeland, Vietnam, regarding entrepreneur? Yes, I do. So if you go on vcnetwork.co, we specialize in a couple countries. Here in the United States, my partner's in Jakarta, which she also takes care of Singapore. I take care of Vietnam, and my business partner take care of Malaysia. So Jakarta, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, those 3, my partner can lead on that. I myself and my partner here in the United States and Vietnam. So keep in mind, I left with Vietnam when I was 5. So I was raised here. So President Trump, if you're listening to this, you can't export me because I'm legal. No, just kidding. So I was raised here. I grew up here since I was 5 years old. So Sigma, hey Jenny, we are part of a college entrepreneurship fraternity. Woo! What's your best advice for a young student entrepreneur? You missed my my answer at the very beginning. Basically, stay true to yourself. If you have partners, make sure you're being honest with your partner, because trust and honesty and keep your promises and your words, it goes a long way. Once when you start lying, you're gonna keep on lying, and you'll be surprised that people who follow you, especially your tweets, your Facebook, if you tout a little bit that is too much, people gonna realize that, and you're gonna lose that credibility. So that's one thing I'm totally against. And I've seen a lot of social media posts out there that they're stretching a little bit of the truth, okay? You know, and sometimes too much of the truth. So I'll say stick to being honest, because that will last you a very long time. I mean, you guys can Google about me, okay? Google myself, giving my background, my history. There's Google, there's, you know, there isn't much that you guys can read negative about me, because, you know, knock on wood, you know, I've been keeping myself, quote unquote, clean, you know, so, and that lasts for a very long time, especially whenever you need to raise funding, raise money. Trust me, that credibility of being honest, being, you know, business savvy, and then having a clean cut record, it's gonna go a very long way. Great advice. Come watch and learn. Great. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Boomer. Hi, Miguel. What do you think of Snapchat coming up IPO? Woo! I got friends at Snapchat, and I'm hoping to, through my friends, to invite someone at Snapchat to go to Jakarta and speak at my my business partner / BFF event at the end of the year. So I love Snapchat, but again, I just mentioned to you guys about being honest and true to yourself. And so here's here's I'm being honest with you guys. I haven't used Snapchat yet, okay? You know, but my friends, the ones I do know who you know at Snapchat, they've shared with me, and I think it's great. You know, I love all these, you know, facial thingy that I've seen. And you know what? I would love to buy their IPO. So I'm bullish on Snapchat. I think it's great. I think there are areas where Snapchat can improve, so they can have more revenue and that they can have more users. But for now, you know, I think Snapchat is great. Ash, what is one piece of advice a mentor told you that live by? Okay, so that was my very first mentor at Shearson Lehman Brothers. Now you guys probably heard of them as Morgan Stanley, because they got acquired. That was the first mega firm that I worked for right out of college. But I got paid like $10 an hour. You got to start somewhere, right? So you know, so basically there was one of the senior broker there. You know, he told me again, Jenny, just don't ever, well, first of all, he asked me, Jenny, what do you want to do in life? I think I was 19, 20 at the time when I was working there, and I was working in the cage, and of course he's the broker wearing the 2-3-piece suit and in a corner office and stuff like that. So he, you know, one time I was staying late doing some work for the office, and he came by and he said, Jenny, why do you always stay late? And so he said, well, I wanted to learn everything so that hopefully I'll have a successful life, sir. I call him sir. And, you know, and he said, well, what do you want to be? And I say, well, sir, I've seen, you know, how much you're making, because we work in the payroll department. We kind of see that as well. I would love to make even as half of what you're making and as successful as you. And so right after I said that, he basically said, well, then you know what? You know, then just remember this. And so he was literally my mentor at the time is you know, don't ever accept no for an answer. At that time, you know, you got to keep in mind, I was, you know, I'm Asian, I'm a female. Wall Street, that's just not the thing, you know. I mean, Wall Street are made up of, you know, I mean, Italian stallions, mafias, you know, anything that women are not a part of. That's, anything but women, okay? But I'm not just a but woman. I'm an Asian woman, okay? And I'm not even white. So I'm totally, not in that part of the world. And I knew for me to be super rich, super wealthy, I was raised on welfare, by the way, to those who haven't, heard about me. I was raised on welfare. I wore secondhand clothes from, Thrifty, the Salvation Army. It was a really, really sad time. But because of that, it made me stronger. But anyway, he told me never to say no, because he told me, and then so I asked him, that mentor, I said, why, sir? Because because women, we were taught, especially like my mom, just say no, and then so he literally flipped that whole thing around in my life. And when I said, well, my mom kind of taught me, to being respectful, sometimes you just say, no, thank you. Like if they offer you food, oh, no, thank you. My mom taught me that. Like when she takes me to a friend's house, they say, oh, Jenny, have some this, have some that. So to be courteous, you have to say, oh, thank you, but no, thank you. Kind of like that, So I grew up learning about the word no more than the word yes, right? So then here's this man, right, so successful, and he's telling me the reverse. He just said, never. The word is never accept no for an answer. So then my next question to him was, well, why is that, sir? Why do I never accept? He said, well, you're going to learn, but my answer for you is, if you wanted to stay in the same industry that I'm in, making the same check that I'm making, then you better start memorizing never say no for an answer. 6 words. And then he told me is that because you're a female and you're Asian, so you got 2 things against you, so therefore learn it. And so I learned it, and guess what? It has became true, So, basically, as women, and nowadays, empower women, the Women's March and stuff like that. More women than ever, you need to be strong. But Vanessa, or Youngry, okay, want to stay a little bit longer. Sure, I'm 5 minutes past. But, there's one thing that I wanted to share with you guys. And if you guys, have any other, I don't see any other question unless I'm doing something wrong. But there is one thing that I want to share with you guys. The top 3 books, okay, that I would recommend you to read whenever you have spare time or go on vacations or whatever it is for entrepreneurs, okay? The first one is called Shoe Dog, like a dog, by Phil Knight. Now, this is a Bill Gates favorite, okay? Shoe Dog offers an inside look of Phil Knight, which is the author, journey, his entrepreneurship journey, and how he built his startup, Nike. You guys heard of Nike? Into a global brand. So remember that. Shoe Dog, Nike. So get that. So number 2 is a memoir, of, Stephanie Shirley called Let It Go. Okay. So what type of media should we collaborate with you on to help you? Okay. I'll answer that next. So the second book is called Let It Go. Okay. So Let It Go is basically if you ever felt that, you need, that you need to compromise your values to get ahead, then you read this book. Okay. The third book is Knowing Your Value. This is for women, money and getting, what you're worth. This is the part when I just mentioned, never say no for an answer for a woman. So if you've ever struggled, to obtain your worth, WORTH, your worth. Everybody has a worth. This is a book for you. Again, knowing your value. So finally, okay, if you guys want to keep me on, got to ask the question. If not, I'm going to answer this last question and then I'm going to go offline. It's getting hot in here. Am I sweating? You guys see I'm sweating? So anyway, what type of media should we collaborate with you on to help Youngry entrepreneurs? Well, what do you guys think? I mean, I think this live streaming thing is cool. I mean, this is actually, you know what? I've been invited to do live streaming before, and I've actually declined. Okay. This is actually the first live streaming in my car, in the back seat, that I've actually accepted it, you know. So I think live streaming, or I believe live streaming is an in thing, and I think it's convenient because anywhere, anytime, you know, you can go live with your audience. And I know Youngry's audience are growing, and congratulations to you guys, and I believe you guys are doing a phenomenal job for just being launched, you know, a couple weeks ago. And you have a great team, and you know, and I really do love you guys a lot. So in terms of other media, I don't know. I think if you have like a space or something, you could do interviews. But again, all those spaces is just a waste of money. It's just an office, waste of money. Keep on doing live streaming. Anybody asks you, say jennyqta gives it 1,000%. Do this live streaming thing. It works, and I think your audience gonna continue to grow. And this is a new thing, a new trend. So I'm for it. So hope I've answered that question. Ash, what's your take on exits versus IPO? Oh my gosh, that's an awesome question. Okay, if you're in the LA area, and if I'm up there, you know, I'll owe you a cup of coffee. That's just an awesome, awesome question. But it depends, okay? Like, for example, my tech company, right? Certainly, I am looking for exits or IPO. Exit is more like plan A, okay? So when your plan A doesn't work, let's just say people offering you, certain numbers that doesn't reach to where you want it to be, or they trying to cheat you, or they lowball you, then you keep on going, because if you keep on going, your growth will still be there. Your users should continue to grow. And then IPO would be at the 6th, 7th, or 8th year. Again, keep in mind, IPOs, when you go IPOs, from startup to IPO, minimum is 5 years, and you have to be very, very good to do that. I believe Snapchat is around there, but both Facebook and Twitter, it took them 7 to 8 years. So Ash, I'm going to answer this question again. Don't choose between exits versus IPO. That's not the right thing to say. But the right thing to say is exit is plan A. And if plan A doesn't work, you continue going. Then when you reach, like the 5th, 6th, 7th year, you have revenue, you have positive revenue, you can go IPO. Okay, so I hope I answer that. Anchor, what are your best types of companies who should go through the VC investment process? Well, in our VC network, we're connected to a ton of VCs, investors, accredited investors of different parts of the world wanting to invest different things. Okay, so if you're asking about my company, just any particular sector would do. Whatever you have passion in, whatever you invent, connect with us, and we'll help you as best as we can. But if you're asking about me, I've answered that. My number one sector is technology. My next one is entertainment. So those are the two industries that I understand well. I love, because entertainment's because I love music. So things like that. So I hope I've answered your question. Can't wait to see you at Eureka Fest. Oh, hey, Taylor, there you are. Okay, so, hey, Taylor, yes, thank you so much. I'm excited. And again, to those who do not know, check out or Google Eureka Fest, Eureka Fest. I'm going to be a speaker there. And Vanessa, I'll talk to you. Maybe you guys could swing out and interview the speakers, and I'll introduce to you Peter. He's a Canadian, such a super smart guy. He just turned 30 years old, and he's so successful. So if you're out there, Taylor, Peter, say hi to Peter for me. So anyway, thank you, Taylor, for swinging by. Youngry, thank you for being on this. We will promote this afterwards. Cool. Vanessa, learned so much from you. Thank you so much. I know you're a busy woman, so thank you for being here. Jenny, thank you so much. And greatly appreciate you guys. And I'll be glad to come back anytime. But Youngry, this is for you. And Vanessa and the team and Vincent, you guys are doing a superb job. Keep doing at it. You know, I will always be around to mentor you, to guide you if you need. Vanessa, you have my mobile number. Don't give it out, but I will always be here. To the rest of your fans out there on Facebook Live and Facebook and wherever else, I'm jennyqta in the back seat of my car, signing out. Have a great Wednesday. Take care. Bye.